The Honorable Member Fonkana.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much for this opportunity. I feel very sad to be able or to be in this position where I have to contribute to this discussion. I take note, of the levels of inconsistency and hypocrisy at the hands of the UPND in regards to issues like what we're discussing today. Madam Speaker, you remember when this law, the Cyber Crimes Law, was enacted in 2021, of the stakeholders that rejected this law, the UPND sang the loudest. Madam Speaker, perhaps for the sake of those who may follow this conversation, it will be imperative that we take people through. There exists a law called the Cyber Crimes Law. Today, deals with our participation in the cyberspace. This law deals with those who abuses social media. It also protects those who uses social media. So the law exists currently. What the UPND sought to do or is seeking to do is to separate this law into two pieces of legislation. And right now, we are discussing the Cyber Crimes Law. Madam Speaker, enacting a law or amending a law as a process where government would come to you, that you constitute a committee or appoint a committee already existing, that they interrogate the proposed amendment. And you did that, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, your committee sat with stakeholders. Interestingly, your committee in the report laments the time frame given for them to scrutinize this proposed amendment, because they were only given 2 days. Now, this is a law that affects every Zambian. This is a law that affects our fundamental rights, the freedom to speech, the freedom to express ourselves. This is the law that the UPND are trying to over-regulate, because there exists already a law that regulates this space. It is inconceivable for people to suggest that the abuses on social media cannot be, policed. There exists a law today, Madam Speaker. I'll give you an example, Madam Speaker, because what the UPND are basically trying to do is to over-regulate this law, over-regulate the use of social media. In short, what they are basically trying to do is to make it very difficult for the Zambians to participate in social media. That is basically what they are trying to do. And I'll give you examples, Madam Speaker. Because, Madam Speaker, you wish to know, your committee has clearly stated, and I'm very shocked that the minister would say stakeholders supported this amendment. Madam Speaker, your report on page 6, the committee's observations and recommendations says the committee notes that witnesses who appeared before it did not support the bill. And the committee further goes on to say we cannot support this amendment, particularly that it does not meet the threshold, according to what is dictated in the Constitution in Article 18.8. Because any crime, Madam Speaker, must be defined. And that is why this particular proposition does not meet the threshold. It is not clearly defined. As an argument point, this proposition has not stated whether these crimes being categorized here are either misdemeanors or they are heinous crimes. So how can you impose or create a law that is not even defined? And that is what misdemeanors, sir, there is a misdemeanor and a felony. A misdemeanor is a small crime. A felony are big crimes. Because what is being proposed, Madam Speaker, the maximum sentence is 25 years. How can you impose 25 years on a law that you have not even clearly defined? And that is why your committee, Madam Speaker, stated they cannot support, a vague proposition. Because, Madam Speaker, there's too much vagueness in the clauses that are being proposed in this law. And I'll give you examples, Madam Speaker. Article 21. In Article 21, Madam Speaker, let me read for you. In Article 21, Madam Speaker, Clause 21, they are saying, The clause prohibits a person from intentionally or without lawful authority transmit electronic conversations to deceive or mislead people. The word is mislead people. Here what they are saying is that you transmit certain information on a phone that misleads people. The big question today is, who is going to be determinant of what is true and what is misleading? Because the Zambian people today will tell you, Madam Speaker, that the UPND are known to be liars or deceivers. Let me remove liars. To be deceivers. So how can the people who are held to be deceivers be the determinant of what is going to be true? Madam Speaker, further in Article 21, it also prohibits a person to initiate the transmission of multiple messages. Madam Speaker, multiple messages means I transmit particular information to people who are sitting here. That is what this law is trying to prohibit, Madam Speaker. How can you be outrageous in your proposition, Mr. Minister?
There is an indication for a point of order. Honorable members, let's allow the debate to flow, because these points of orders will not make progress. Honorable member for Katombora, what's the point of order?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to allow the people of Katombora constituents to raise a point of order. Madam Speaker, this is the people's house. There are a lot of people that are following. The privilege of debating, Madam Speaker, should not be extended to breach Standing Order number 71. Is the honourable member for Nkana, who is debating now, Madam Speaker, in order to say the UPND are known to be liars, is he in order to proceed in such kind of a debate? And should such information grace the record of this parliament? Madam Speaker, I seek your serious ruling as to whether he is in order to mislead himself and cause such information to grace the Hansard. I seek your serious ruling, Madam Speaker, and I thank you.
What I heard was the Honourable Member for Nkana withdrew the use of the word liars and instead used deceive, known for deceiving. But still more, I don't know if the Honourable Member for Nkana has got what he's stating is factual, and whether, if it's factual, whether he has proof which he can tender to show that the UPN government are deceivers. Let's be factual, honourable members, and let's stick to the motion. That is, we are debating. Let's be factual. Honourable member, you all first wait. When you are guided, then you continue. May the honourable member for Nkana continue.
Madam Speaker, there is a lot of repressiveness in the clauses that are being proposed here. And I've just given you an example of article, or rather clause number 21. Madam Speaker, when you suggest that whatever is being transmitted should be subject to whether it is true or not true, whether it is misleading or not misleading, and you want to punish people by a measure that cannot even be clearly defined, let me remind the House here, the law does entitle people to opinions. And opinions are not facts. Opinions are subjective. They give rise to a debate. But in this proposition in 21, you are proposing, the law is proposing that anyone who's going to give an opinion that will be considered to be misleading, the UPN will criminalize them. How, Madam Speaker? What sort of a country are we building? Okay? Let me end because of time, Madam Speaker, because I would have spoken to a number of things. Why do we enact laws? We enact laws so that we can cure what is, infringing on people's rights and freedoms. There is already an existing law, okay, Madam Speaker, which is the Cyber Crimes and Cyber Security Law. I want to pose it to the UPND. If you invited stakeholders to submit to this proposition and they all refused, if you brought this issue to the MPs by way of a committee and they all refused to go ahead with this law, who are you trying to make this law for? I have never seen a people that will want to make a law for themselves, because we make laws for the people. And the people that appeared before you have all unanimously said you cannot go ahead in this time and age with all its vagueness and vagaries, proceed to enact such a law. So who are they doing this for? And why towards the elections? Because they are the very people that objected this law in 2021. Who are you enacting this law for? Imoba UPND.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.